change the world. On we go.
This is so weird. This is so weird. I haven't vlogged in a year. Oh, I gotta get used to this again. Hi. Smoothie is really good. I also have a concha as a snack. And then I'll probably catch dinner with my friends after I get up to my dorm. So, yay, it's Saturday. I am in my car. I just stopped at the WA to get some gas and some snacks because I have a 5-hour drive up to Maine. I'm getting ready to go graduate, y'all. I'm so excited! I have to install my thesis show tomorrow. I have to move into my dorm today. I have thesis defense on Wednesday. So I'm back with a vlog. Since I'm going to be driving, I got some audiobooks to listen to. I really don't even think I'm gonna have time to like read physical books on this trip just because I'm gonna be busy nonstop. I have 2 days of install. I have to prep my notes. I have files to get ready. I'm gonna be seeing friends from around the country for first time in a long time and potentially potentially the last time that we're all gonna be together, maybe ever. So audiobooks I'm gonna listen to on this trip. I've got My Grandmother's Hands by Resmaa Menakem. And from what I've started of it, it's essentially the story and his research in regards to how our bodies withhold generational trauma and manifest in physical form. It's really heavy. He's one of the major research points that I had in my thesis. So I'm gonna be listening to that. I'll probably listen to like 1 or 2 more audiobooks over the course of this trip. Maybe make this my comeback video. I don't know. I look like a potato. It's gonna be fun. Main or bust. Here we go. Fourth floor. And the elevator's broken. But I have my room key, so. I'm so hungry.
There's something special about this family, and I'm glad I say yes. I'm glad I get to meet you. Yeah.
Good morning. It is 8:45. I have 15 minutes until I need to go to the gallery to start installing, but I've been up since like 5 something in the morning, prepping and cutting. I ran to Walmart to get water and muffins for breakfast for the week because there's no kitchen here. There's nowhere to make food. So I'm eating muffins every day for a week because we are not doing this eating out 3 meals a day. Like, that's ridiculous. I also don't know where my deodorant is. I'm like stressed out. I might have to buy more deodorant even though I know I packed it, but it's somewhere in my car. Anyway, I'm gonna run to the gallery. I'm gonna be there most of the day putting things up. I also have to go to a thrift store and get some stuffing, like blankets and pillows and things, and clean them, and I'm gonna pack them in order to stuff the blanket that I made. So there's a lot to do today, and you're coming along with me. I'm stuck.
There they are.
Definitely looks like it's soaked in something, I'll tell you that.
Hello, so I'm moving out. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be keeping my studio here in the big building for much longer. So I'm moving into a home studio and I've got some packing and unpacking to do, but I'm really gonna miss this space. I loved it here. It was such a wonderful community and opportunity to connect with so many artists and have a space outside of my home to be able to like make without abandon. Okay, hold on a second. So I'm cleaning out my studio and can I just say that like my boyfriend leaves little doodles around to make me happy when I'm struggling or when I'm like working really hard and I just need a little morale booster. So I found this little sticky note that he left me and I don't even remember. I mean, I'm sure he like did this when I was in the middle of putting together for a show or something, and it just brings me joy to find these little doodles everywhere. So take a look at this. Don't feel bad, don't feel mad, be schlad. He knows I love gremlins. Hello, I'm at work and I need a minute to like kind of update. So I have been listening to my grandmother's hands on audio while I'm driving to work and while I'm heading home. And I have so many thoughts and I don't even know how to start expressing them, but I'm gonna start with how uncomfortable I feel. How the antidotes. Editing Steph here to say please pardon the 2 brain cells that I'm rubbing together in order to get coherent thoughts out after this mad dash of a schedule for this week. Okay, thanks, bye! That are being shared by various individuals, regardless of what race they are, even though that is extremely important to the points that are being made. Every single one makes me so uncomfortable, and I can only imagine how uncomfortable this would make someone whose skin is darker than mine feel. I mean, I know I am a multi-ethnic person, but I understand what privileges I do get with being a lighter skin than other members of my family. And I'm still very uncomfortable. And what's really important about this book, which I think I'm missing out on because I'm doing it on audio, I highly recommend that this is done as a physical read, and the narrator says so too, because it's supposed to be a workbook. It's supposed to be kind of like journal, an exercise book to help you work through racialized body trauma. And I'm like trying to do that with some of the breathing exercises and reflecting exercises, but I think I'm gonna ultimately eventually end up buying this book physically to really work through it, because it's asking you, it'll give you different scenarios where something happens. Right now I'm in the chapter where it's talking more specifically about police brutality, and it just finished the section on an expansion of white fragility and why it is that the white body has so many centuries of body trauma that is now ingrained in our policies and the normalcies, quote unquote normalcies, of the way that we handle topics of race, or why certain individuals are excused through the justice systems for the simple means of understanding trauma in one kind of body and not in another. And it's so well explained that this is one of those books that I think I'm gonna ultimately end up recommending to everybody. The last time I think I recommended a book to everybody might have been Just Mercy or How to Be an Anti-Racist. I think it might have been How to Be an Anti-Racist, but this book is very much an active book on how to actively be anti-racist and how to break down these preconceived notions that we have, or ways of speaking that we have that we may not understand as being directly related to protecting white fragility or protecting these histories that have just become a part of our daily movements and the way that we process information from the world. I don't know. I think I'm gonna have to come back when I have more clear thoughts, but I just want to share that, like, I think this book is extremely important. I think the way it's written is very well done. It makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense when you have people whose entire identity is built around navigating someone else. It goes back to that saying by Audre Lorde, which is like, the master doesn't bring tools to dismantle the master's house, or something along those lines. I'm gonna have to like redirect, like, well, I'll like put it here when I get that quote correctly. It's another day and I'm in my classroom. My last thoughts about reading got cut off because children stormed in. But that's okay. I have finished My Grandmother's Hands by Resmaa Menakem, and I'm like, this might be my best book of the year. I don't know. Like, I wanted to cry so much. I learned so much from this book, and I am definitely buying myself a physical copy because, oh my god, like, I felt so many things. And what's important about this book is that I feel like it hits such a broad spectrum of people. Like, there are sections that are specifically for Black people to do some inner work and be able to like navigate that body trauma. There are sections specifically for white people or people who consider themselves allies to realize what things that they might be saying that might be passive aggressive. And there was, I think, like, you know, I've read so many things and I'm very active in trying to be anti-racist all the time, but that doesn't mean that there's never room to learn more things. And I can't remember what it was, but there was one specific thing that he said, and I thought, oh my god, I've said that. Like, I've said that thing and I never thought that it might be offensive or that it might be a defense mechanism. And it's given me a whole new perspective. There was also a section that was specifically for police and how we can improve our police force, and ideas that have been given out by great Black thinkers in order to talk about how we build community and how we stop creating soldiers and using white fragility as a political defense to justify trauma responses. It's just incredible. Trigger warning, guys, because I mean, I've given a couple trigger warnings, I think, throughout this video, but in case, I don't know, editing me, you do your magic, in case I haven't given trigger warnings, like, this is a very heavy topic. I didn't know that lynching was over 1,000 years old, or like, is it 800? It might have been 800. I knew that it was something that has been active throughout American history, really gave an in-depth history as to how different torture mechanisms and practices evolved over history as a method of policing, to a method of kind of like warfare, to active entertainment, and then became ingrained in the desensitization of horror in establishing white cultures and what it means to recreate culture, because essentially that's what we're all trying to do, is move past this trauma and create a new sense of culture that both provides safe havens for people who need it, but also recognizes that progress comes through discourse and communication. And it's just, oh, it was so good, you guys. It was so good. So good. Highly recommend it. I will say, like, aside from the obvious, come on, Steph, find your words. It's not that trigger warning should be obvious because it is sensitive material, but there was one trigger that I was not expecting, and one of my very specific triggers is harm against animals, and there is a cognitive exercise that is done in the book that involves that, and it's to talk about how you sit with uncomfortability in your body. So I will say that that is in there. Be forewarned about that. And that, you know, I think that this book is really doing the hard work that needs to be done, and what it means to find comfortability in being uncomfortable and understanding that that uncomfortability is going to lead to necessary changes. So highly recommend, 5 of 5 stars. I'm also halfway done with All Systems Red by Martha Wells for our book club pick. So good. It's so funny. I wasn't expecting this. It's the attitude of our security murder bot, just the nonchalantness, like, don't care about those upgrades. I want to watch my daytime TV. I'm gonna do my job to the best of my ability, but like, if they ask me for more information, I'll give it to them. If something's probably not a good idea, I might share that, but at the end of the day, I'm doing a contract, I'm doing my job, so like, I'm just gonna show up to work. And it's pretty funny. So far there's like an accident or something that's happened to one of the other domes on this planet where all of these scientists are in these areas and they're doing their research, and there's this corporation which they hire contracted security bots from, and he's like, you know, there's murder bots, but I'm a security bot, so like I don't have to necessarily go out of my way to do above and beyond. I'm here to just protect these groups of humans, finds their drama interesting, but is also not necessarily trying to get involved in it. It's great. I love it. Highly recommending so far. We are talking about this on June 25th on my channel, and it's going to be our first book in like a year and a half. So we started this book club 3 years ago. That's pretty wild. But okay, I'll come back to you once I finish this, and that'll probably be the end of this vlog. Hey you guys, so I'm getting ready to film some videos today, but I need to update that I just finished this. It was so good. It was so good. I'm giving this 5 stars. I'm so excited to talk about it during our live show. I'm not gonna get into spoilers, but this one's so wholesome. Like, it went from, hi baby, it's a baby. It's a baby. It went from action to wholesome vibes in the span of like 10 pages, and I loved it. We love Murderbot. We love an independent being. They're so cute. I can't. Oh my goodness. I need to read book 2 ASAP, so highly recommend this one. It starts off like kind of slow for me, which is fine. It's the snarkiness that's a good time. I think that we really do get to know Murderbot because we're in their perspective for the entire time of the book. I don't think we really get to know the people that well, and that's fine. I think overall I'm going to rate this the 4.5 stars. It was sweet. It had great messages. The plot was fantastic. This corporation that's doing something a little bit buggy and super illegal, we don't even know who's doing it yet, right? At the point of this, we know that somebody's doing some tampering. It could be the corporation that Murderbot works for. It could be a different organization. It could be the organization that the scientists work for. Like, we just kind of don't know yet who's causing it, but this is about liberation, and we got a little bit of world building here that there are ways that sentient beings can get citizenship with, as long as they have an owner or a master. Like, I have so many questions in regards to what is the difference between an augmented human and a regular human and Murderbots as sentient beings. Like, did Murderbot get the ability to make adjustments to its govern module because someone had programmed that into it for it to become more sentient, or was it a glitch, or was it a mutation? Because technically, I think it's a cyborg, right? It has like human parts, and there's this whole discussion that kind of happens about if Murderbots are, or units as they're called, are people or are they not people, and who decides if they're people, right? So there's like, I think if you're a fan of Becky Chambers, you'll probably really like this, and it was a really good time. It was sweet in that way, but maybe that's a good thing. Maybe that's a good thing. It's why we didn't get to get more attached to the humans that were surrounding Murderbot, because like they're not the focus of this, right? Like people are always going to be people, and we're here to learn more about what's going on with the organization and how this being is becoming sentient. So I think what brings it from a 5 to a 4.5 is just that it was solely their perspective, and I kind of wanted to get invested in the people a little bit more, but I don't think that's a problem of the book. I think that just has to do with my taste. So I understand this being so many people's favorite, and this could easily be in the top 10 of the year, like very easily. Highly suggest it. I'm gonna save my thoughts because I need to like mull over them a little bit for the live show that's happening. I don't even know what to say. I'm just gonna say that I love it, and I'm gonna end this vlog here. But let me know in the chat if you have any questions or what other books you would like me to vlog, because right now I'm doing a second vlog for Babel as I'm working on this one. I hope you guys enjoyed this vlog. I'm going to try to put out videos more often, and I'll see you later. Bye!
What's it making, Mr. Wonka?